This might be one of the most practical, well-designed, well-priced tools I've ever reviewed on this channel. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Best Massage Tech, where today I'm taking a look at the Alleviate Arch Massager. So this arch massager is an amazing tool for people who deal with plantar fasciitis. It is designed to help relieve injured tissue and promote healing. And while a lot of what I'm going to talk about today is going to be centered around plantar fasciitis, this is also just an awesome tool for athletes or people that spend a lot of time on their feet. When you just think about how much pressure and stress is on our feet on a daily basis, just from walking, running, or standing, the ability to have a tool for you to massage that at home and not have to get a pedicure or a foot massage and just have that ability to do that at your home by yourself is just an amazing opportunity, and why I really have enjoyed using this so far. And really, it's essentially just a Graston tool or a soft tissue mobilization tool that you can use on your own. And so in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what comes with this device. I'm going to talk about the design of it. I'll talk a little bit about a few different ways to use it. And then I will ultimately show myself using it and then providing some thoughts. So just to start off, we'll take a look at what comes with this out of the box. And you do just get this device and then a little quick start guide. Although this might be one of the best quick start guides that I've ever seen. It really just has anything and everything you need to know, from why it's designed the way it is to how to use it. And so we'll go through this a little bit while I'm talking about it. But just to start about talking about the design of it. So in just looking at it, again, this is designed to mimic a Graston tool. If you're not familiar with a Graston tool, it is essentially a metal handle device that a lot of therapists use to help relieve stress from using their hands. It is typically designed in this shape to mimic sort of the thumb shape. So when you look at this, you've got basically a high peak, a low peak, and a valley. Again, all intentionally designed. You see the shape of it here. It has sort of this golf ball design on it, which I'll talk a little bit later, but essentially if you are using lotion on it, it helps hold the lotion in those places. This is a real hard, firm plastic, so really durable feeling. And then the bottom of the device here has these sort of feet that can fold out. They're all covered in a soft rubber, but you'll see this arrow here. So these all pull out like that and then pull out again like so, sort of like a Christmas tree stand, if you will. So you can extend all these, which ultimately helps control how much pressure you're able to apply against this. So this is going to go on the ground then, and having these legs helps it stay in place. The rubber feet on it, it's been good on sort of a rubber exercise mat or carpet or hardwood floor. I've tried it on a few different surfaces. It has not moved on any of them, but having these feet on it to hold it in place really allows you to put a lot of pressure with your feet. And because it is designed like this to go on the floor and designed like a Graston tool, you're going to be able to put a lot more pressure on the areas you're trying to target than you would with a Graston tool or just massaging your feet by yourself. Because with this on the ground, you can either sit or stand and put as much or as little of your body weight into it, which is just going to be so much more pressure than you would be able to do with your hands and just pressing against it. So this goes on the ground. You can use it with socks or without socks. I've found that using it without socks and some lotion seems to be a little bit more effective for me. You just get a smoother glide. You can get more acute with what you're trying to attack with these little peaks and valleys. And so really, really smart design. I do think it is very practical. There's sort of nothing on here that's useless. I think there's a lot of thought that went into the base of this. So next I want to talk a little bit about how to appropriately use this, but before I do that, I think it's important just to briefly speak on the anatomy of your foot. So very commonly, the inside of your foot is referred to as the arch of your foot, and then sort of the part underneath your toes is called the ball of your foot. Well, when you're talking about the arch of your foot, it is actually comprised of three separate areas that are three arches that sort of collectively form what we commonly call the arch. So I just want to show a quick graphic here so you can see you basically have this triangle of underneath the ball of your foot and then sort of the medial and lateral that form this triangle going towards your heel. And that's a lot of where we're going to be targeting with this device and why it's designed how it is so you can fit those arches into different areas and sort of attack them with different pressures and different pinpoint acuteness based on where your discomfort is. So I just wanted to mention that before we actually dove in and started to show this in use. But with that, I will go ahead and show a few different angles here of me using basically the three different routines that they recommend Each of those routines is mentioned inside of this here. So you've got basically this full color guide that shows you where to attack it. You've got the get to know it, so how I just talked about your high peak and your low peak, and again, how they're there for based on how aggressive you want to be. It talks a little bit about that golf ball design. And so again, one of the better little manuals that I've seen, but we'll talk through all of it here in a moment as I set it up. So to start off, I'll just walk through the different exercises that they reference. The first one is going to be called the rockaway. You're going to be putting downward pressure on the ball of your foot. So you're going to use the low peak and just push your foot away across that low peak. And it's going to feel probably a little uncomfortable at first, but as you start to move it around a little bit more, it does start to feel nice, relaxed. And you just put downward pressure as you slide the foot away from you. And again, you can do any of this while sitting or standing. I'm sitting right now just because I find it's a little easier to do this one while sitting. And again, I have found that it's a little bit more effective to do barefoot with some lotion on there. However, with these close-ups, I'm going to spare the internet from having to see my bare feet. So again, this is the rockaway. The next one is called through the valley. So you're going to attack your inner arch here. So you're going to put the foot against the high peak, and the outside foot's going to rest in this valley here. And so you're really attacking the high part of your arch here. And you're just going to put a good amount of pressure and slowly slide your foot away from you. You can do it on the way back as well and get this nice back and forth. And it's just, this is a much more aggressive feeling massage for me. It's something that I really, really like. You can also push down on the outside of your foot if you want to attack that valley on the outside of your foot a little bit more. But the point of this one is to be really focusing on this high peak here. The next exercise is called the grind, which is designed to target your heel. You can either use the low peak or the high peak on this one, and you're going to put your heel on that peak and sort of do a twisting motion as you pull your foot towards you. So sort of just twisting back and forth across your heel as you pull it towards you. And just a lot of people that have plantar fasciitis, the issue can really come into their heel, and that's where this is going to be the best exercise for you. And as you get comfortable on that low peak, you can get even more acute on the high peak. And actually, I enjoy the high peak a lot more. I feel like I can get just a lot more aggressive with it and really attack those different parts of my heel, and just feels really, really good. Now, when you are doing all these, it's important to keep a smooth and steady stroke. You don't want to be super aggressive back and forth and fast. It's just all about moving comfortably. And the great thing about this tool is once you've got some experience with those different exercises, you can really just improvise and move around, and wherever it really feels good, you know, go ahead and massage on that spot for a little while. Again, your feet take on a lot of stress just by standing and supporting your body weight. If you do feel that you want to get even more aggressive, go ahead and put your foot on top of the device and hold it in place. And then if you stand up on it, you can actually just put even more pressure, because it's going to shift even more of your weight onto that one foot. So sort of just an extra tip there. Now I will quickly just show one video with some lotion. So I just have some standard Vaseline lotion here. It doesn't take a lot, just a little bit, like a nickel or quarter size. Go ahead and rub it on your foot. And it just helps your foot slide a lot easier across that. You see here, you've got the lotion sort of builds up on there, but it doesn't rub into your skin because of that. And then it's very, very easy to clean. You just take a towel, wipe it off, wipe your foot, and you're good to go. So the next thing I'll talk about is how long to use it and when to use it. So a lot of people that have plantar fasciitis issues, it tends to be in the morning when they get out of bed. So because of that, I would recommend using this on your bedside. So just have it next to your bed, use it for 2 to 3 minutes when you wake up in the morning, and then use it 2 to 3 minutes just before you go to bed. A lot of people that have those issues, it's because your foot is stuck in sort of this plantar flexed position at night, especially if you're sleeping on your stomach. One relief for that can be with sleeping with your feet hanging over the bed if you are a stomach sleeper. If you're a back sleeper, you're gonna have the same thing with your sheets. So when your feet are just in that plantar flexed position for 7 or 8 hours at night, that's when your plantar starts to tense up. And so having this to relieve that right away in the morning or right before you go to bed, just to help free that up, will really help you feel a lot of relief. The next thing would be people that have issues from inactivity. So if you're sitting for a long period of time and you feel that your plantar starts to get tight, go ahead and keep this under your desk. Keep it somewhere where you can quickly just go 2 to 3 minutes on it, just massage it throughout the day. And then the last thing I would say would be athletes. If you tend to find that you're starting to feel discomfort after a run or something, use this for 30 to 40 seconds just before you start your exercise. And then once you've completed your exercise, sort of cooled down, showered, what have you, then use it for your 2 to 3 minutes at a time and sort of free up those muscles. So again, this is one of the most practical tools that I've reviewed on this channel. I just love the simplicity of it. I love the functionality of it. The price point on it is well priced. This is $60 currently. So I will put some links in the description if you're interested in purchasing this. I love how easily it can sort of fold up here. So if you are wanting to travel with it, it very easily, fold those feet up, throw it in a backpack, throw it in your travel bag. If you're going to, a run or exercise, or you just are somebody that has plantar fasciitis and travels a lot, very, very easy to take with you. This is FSA and HSA eligible, so you can apply that towards purchasing one of these. But really, really impressed with it. I'm glad that I got an opportunity to take a look at that. I'm somebody that doesn't have plantar fasciitis issues, but I do start to get sore arches after running for a while. So I have been using this for about a month now and have continued to get a lot of relief after runs. So I've really been enjoying this, and it's one of the few devices that I do use very, very often and have continued to use since I got it. So I cannot recommend this enough for anybody that has similar issues to plantar fasciitis or tight arches or just sore feet from standing a lot. If you have questions about this, go ahead, drop in the comments down below. I will do my best to try to answer those. Again, if you're interested in buying one, I'll put a link in the description. Otherwise, if you appreciate videos like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get alerts whenever I upload a new video like this. Otherwise, that is the Alleviate Arch Massager. That's a review. Enjoy your recovery.